So I was about 4 years old.
Yeah, 4 seems to be the magic number, I think.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 6. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's funny for me because, like, I always wanted a video game console. Like, when I was a kid growing up, like, all the neighbor kids had, like, Genesis and Super Nintendo and all that shit, you know what I mean? My parents were like, fuck no, we're not getting you a video game console. You're going to be a kid. You have to go outside and do shit. You've got chores and stuff. What are you talking about? And then finally, like, my 7th grade, 8th grade year or something like that, I finally got a PlayStation 1. And so the first game that I ever owned, it was 2. It was Small Soldiers, which was like this third-person adventure game based on that movie, you know? The fucking toys and all that shit.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones. And then the other one was the first Spyro the Dragon. So those were like the first 2 games I ever had. But like if I think back on it, the first game I ever remember playing, and I think this factors into why I'm such a Blizzard fanboy too, was Lost Vikings for the Super Nintendo. Like, I fucking love that game, dude. I get down on that. It's, I don't know. Olaf,
But PlayStation
Eric.
was your first console, right?
Yeah, but PS1 was the first console I ever had. That was sort of my base generation. So I had, like, 3D polygon rendering and all that shit from the get-go, you know what I mean?
That's pretty crazy.
What about you, Benny?
NES, really. I mean, I remember we had an Atari sitting around. I don't know where it came from. It was just there at my dad's, and never hooked it up. I used to just play with the thing and pretend it worked. And then there was an NES around. My dad had computers and shit, though, so there's a lot. I guess that's not a console, but you know, Windows 3.1 and stuff, Chessmaster, Lemmings, games.
Apple
and then,
II and shit.
No, Apple II's the schools had, though. I remember there were some pretty sweet games on Apple II. But I guess my first console was NES for sure. And then I remember one time I got an educational system called the Socrates. I'd actually like to review that because I have one and I actually have the carts, which are kind of rare. And that was fun because we didn't really have many games, so you kind of play whatever to be entertained, you know. So I would say, you know, like a Socrates is a console. If no one knows what the hell that is. And then NES for sure.
So wait, Socrates, that sounds like some ancient leapfrog.
Oh, he
like,
said,
sorta...
oh, Socrates. I thought he was saying
Am I mumbling?
I thought he said soccer tea. And I was like,
No,
Yeah, Socrates
I'm
is Eddie
going
Thompson.
to let him go with it. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But I was like,
Yeah, I mean,
clearly,
I whatever.
No, it's fine.
I don't know why I brought that up, but I've been thinking about it because I've been thinking about reviewing it because I have one. I just gotta-
Socrates and a lot of those older like Apple ones and shit like that are actually really cool because they were out
Yeah.
at the same time.
I mean, it was a console. It was a thing you plugged in your.
Yeah,
it
but
wasn't
they were cool though. Those are really neat to have. I don't know if they're like super expensive, but they're not very common to find. Let's put it that way. So
they're common to find, but there was built-in software, and to find the carts for them is very uncommon.
fair enough. So yeah, that's cool.
I guess that's surprising to me. Like, I guess I always thought that, like, the first real educational consoles, like consoles, were like, when I was growing up, like those leapfrog things, because I figured my generation was the first generation that were like, fuck these kids, just hook them up to a TV, we don't need to teach them shit. So I kind of assumed that that's like when it came in. I had no idea that, like, back in NES they had like full-on educational consoles.
That was probably the only one I really knew of. I don't know what the hell Leapfrog is, though. I know the game.
I mean, it's like the same shit. It's just like, you know, this whole concept of like little consoles that don't like have like a 15-game library that's, you know, sit and spell stuff like
Leapfrog
that.
is actually fun, man. If you ever hook up sometime, we should play Leapfrog. That's where you jump over each.
Like
stuff,
adult
right?
leapfrog, you know, where we touch nuts and shit, or what?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't like
that's what him and Dave
Multitap
play.
challenge.
Exactly, multitap. You have to take off your pants and you got to jump over my head and try not to hit me in the head with your balls.
Chance to play that, but okay.
Sounds like a painful game.
It is. I don't want to play with Benny. If anyone has ever seen Benny in some of his videos, his
Nice.
balls, he's got pretty big nuts, and I don't know. That wouldn't be good. You do, Benny. How many times have I seen you gyrating when you have tight pants on? Your shit's just flopping all around, dude. I'm just saying it could be a problem.
It's like a baby fist pumping. But what about you, Jason? What was your first?
Very first console was NES, and I got it in '88. It was the deluxe set. I believe, and this is something else that's interesting. I was talking to my dad about it, and I can't even believe he remembered it. He was talking the other day that he had bought a Pong system back in like '77 or '78 before I was born, which I found was really interesting. But I think he said he gave it away or something. But yeah, '88, and I had like 6 black box games and the Rob, which I did not keep because I sent it to Nintendo and never got it back. But yeah, that was my very first, and I sucked at it. I think I was like 5.5
Broken?
years old. Yeah, well, I don't know if it was broken or we couldn't figure out how it worked because it was kind of a weird system, or a weird
That
thing.
thing never
anyways.
worked anyway.
Yeah, so I think like I was telling these guys earlier, I'm pretty sure I got a game because they couldn't get it to work. They sent me some free game. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy to have had that. I really wish I had the box. And
Did
all
you have
that shit.
Stack Up in a box?
No, I never saw Stack Up. I only had Gyromite, which is Gyromite's one of my favorite games of all time. I've learned how to play that with my feet because or either you that or you get good and play with two hands.
Yeah, that
But-
is a fun game.
But I have beaten that game before. It's actually really fun.
Doesn't it just go to level 100?
Something like that, yeah. But it's fun. It's definitely a good game. I don't know. It sucks that no one plays it because they think you got to have the Rob to do it or something. But I mean, I think it's genuinely a good game.
What were the other games that you got with it?
All really good ones. I had Popeye. I had, of course, Mario, the black box Mario, black box Duck Hunt, black box Hogan's Alley, and Ghouls and Ghosts, I believe, was the last one that I had.
Ooh,
Man, yeah,
Ghosts
Yeah.
and
So,
Goblins.
or yeah, sorry,
that was
my
one
bad.
of my first games too, man.
Whatever it's
Kind
called.
of a weird one to have.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I sucked at all of them too.
I remember borrowing that from a friend, and he was this little fucking punk. And he was, "You better give me my game back, or my mom's gonna call the cops, man." I'm like, dude, I'm not stealing your fucking Ghosts and Goblins, man. This game's not even.
That's
I can't
funny
even-
because
I
someone
can't
stole
even
my
first level,
copy.
man. There you go. Give me back my Mario 2 or whatever. Don't fucking even.
Someone stole your copy?
Yeah, dude, I lent someone. I used to go to taekwondo class, and I lent someone my Ghosts and Goblins. He lent me the NES Max, and he moved. He just took off. Never returned it.
Yeah.
So I
think
mean,
I've
yeah,
been
I
lucky,
had
yeah.
NES Max, but I really wanted that game back.
Yeah, I don't think I've been lucky. I've never lost a childhood game. I've lost some other games, like ones I bought when I was in my 20s, but yeah, I've never lost my original 48, I believe it was, when I stopped like around 15. That's where I topped
Yeah?
out. Yeah, I had a buddy, talking what we were talking about earlier. I had a buddy who I used to go to his house all the time. We really didn't like him because he was older than us, but we would just go over there just to see it. For some reason, either he had a lot of money or his parents were buying him shit. He had around like 130, 140 games,
Good
which was
Lord.
which was impressive
Was his
because
name
I
Lucas?
was no, it was not Lucas. It was impressive
You have all
because
109 of them.
it was probably when I was like 10 or 11, so it would have been like 91, 92. So to have that many games at that time was pretty crazy. So we used to go over there and just
Yeah.
sneak a few games here and there that we had never heard of or whatnot, and that was pretty. He was the first person I knew of who actually had a large collection of NES games. I don't think he
Yeah,
even
we used to
played
know
the
a
rest
guy
of them.
like that with Genesis, and he was real cool. We could always just go over there and borrow some shit and bring it back. And he was like a rental store for free.
Yeah,
Oh,
those,
yeah.
I don't know
those
if my
people
friend
were
knew him. I
badass.
think he was like a drug dealer or something, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works. I had a buddy, same thing with the Sega CD, which is why I got into it. He had the first model. His dad bought it for him, and we would go over there and play like Hook and Sewer Shark and all those. It was really weird, but it was a cool system. That's why I like that tray, the tray version of the Sega CD.
Yeah, I knew like 2 people with Sega CD.
Yeah, I don't have too much experience with the Sega CD,
Did you
unfortunately.
get any Segas at all? I mean, were you in the Sega period, like the Master
No.
System or the other one?
Man, I was big on the Sega Genesis. I picked up the Genesis, I think, in 91, 90 or 91. And I pretty much
pretty
abandoned
early.
Nintendo. Yeah, dude, I got into it early. Because I had a friend who actually got it, like, I think right after it was released. And he was one of those kids where he was really spoiled. His parents would buy him like a new game every week. So he was like my version of the rental store, man. I'd go over to his house after school every day and we'd just play Genesis. And man, I got hooked on that thing. So I love the Genesis.
Yeah,
good
Genesis was
system.
fun.
My neighbor, when I was a kid too, actually had a Master System, which we rarely played. But it was, now I think about it, I go, man, I really wish I'd put more time into that system.
I didn't even
'Cause he was
know
the
about
only-
that.
Yeah, he was the only person I ever knew that had one, and he even had the fucking 3D glasses. And I remember trying them on when we were kids. And
I didn't know that
yeah,
about that shit until like 10 years ago, even. Like, it's kind of crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, the
I
same.
literally don't think I saw Master System until last year. Not even kidding. I was like, what the
Really?
fuck is this thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those lesser known systems. I mean,
Well, it got really screwed over by Nintendo.
Yeah. I used to see. I mean, I remember when I just had the Nintendo, and I used to see the Master System games. And back then, I didn't know the different. I didn't know they were for two different consoles. And I'm like telling my dad, "Hey, I want this game." I remember it was Wonder Boy, and it
Yeah,
was
I
like
kind of remember seeing their games in stores because they had that stupid
the
block,
grid,
the grid boxes, but I never
the
did.
graph paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
I
Nintendo
remember.
was actually evil back then because they totally wiped them out of the market. A lot of their games didn't get released here, and Nintendo was fucking pretty evil if you look at them.
Oh yeah, for sure. They were totally monopolizing the industry. And then
Definitely.
limiting their third-party publishers to only
Yeah.
5 games a year.
On top of already saying, you can only do it for a console for 5 years. That's why we didn't get
Yeah,
a lot of
hmm
good games, and
I know
you have to
everything.
make
In the Master
such and
System was
such many amount of carts. You have to pay fucking us for the carts. You got to get the hardware for us. It's like I think Nintendo games were like $25 a piece for even the guys who made it to make. I'm not sure of the number, but so that was like a huge expense just to put a game
that's a
out.
lot. Yeah. It was the games were. I mean, it's like today they were selling for like $50 a piece, brand new back then.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a big reason you didn't get 10 games a year. You only got like 3 to maybe 5 games a year at $50 a pop.
Yeah. It was kind of cool that way in a way
It was.
because you'd have to like play your game a lot, or there's a lot of schoolyard trading, a lot
Exactly. You had the whole trading games. You made a lot of friends with people because they had games you didn't.
yeah, you'd have to go to their house or they'd come over. Like you'd have to just,
Yep.
and it'd have to be like you'd have to get off your ass and go play some games.
Oh yeah, it was totally different. And you know what's funny about the Master System? Even though I hate the design because it's way too big, it is kind of weird and interesting. But I still think now that I've played a couple Master System games, I do believe that the D-pad on the actual controller is better on a Master System controller than the regular NES one
Really?
was. Yeah, it just I don't know if anyone's ever used one, but it's like a D-pad, but it's also kind of filled in on the sides, so it can rock
Sure.
It can kind of rock like this. Whereas the NES one, you're always kind of forcing
NES
it.
is my favorite controller, so I don't know if I could.
It's
really-
nice. I mean, it's good. I'm just saying it's just a hair bit better to
Okay.
me.
Yeah, I always played the Master System with the Genesis controller because you could plug it in and use it as a Master System controller. It had the same outlet.
Yeah,
So-
I hated the Genesis controller except
That's
for
the way to
the
play
six
Atari,
six
too, I hear.
button. The 6 button is
Uh-huh.
the only way to do it. So
I could never play Atari. The joystick is terrible.
It is. It's yeah. I think that was part of the challenge. Is that bad joystick?
See, I never got into Atari because most of the time when I played the games, I was like, these fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like with it,
they're-
like I understand that there are some people who are really into Atari, and like I respect everything that Atari did and all that, moving the industry forward. But like a lot of those games were really hindered by the technology at the time. You know what I mean? And like playing a lot of the old Atari games now, they really don't hold up, and it's no fault of their
Nope.
own.
I mean,
It's what they were
I could
working.
collect for Atari, and I would only need like 20 games, 5 homebrews, and like I'm complete.
yeah,
you've
exactly.
And like, admittingly, the games that are good are awesome. Like, I'm not like Pitfall's the shit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
games are good, but a lot of that library is wildly underwhelming to me.
Yeah, and plus it got saturated and shit too with a bunch of crap.
Yeah, tons of crap. Yeah.
See, I was always caught between worlds when I was a kid too. Before I got my PS1, because the way it was is the neighbors who had video games. There was Ben who had a Super Nintendo and Mick who had a Genesis, right? And Ben was like outgoing and loud, but just kind of like a dick, right? And Mick was shyer, but like a nicer dude. So like, we'd all go over to Ben's and hang out for a couple hours and play Primal Rage and shit like that. But if we were gonna like really sink our teeth into like playing games, we'd go over to Mick's and just like go into the basement and be like, okay, let's try to beat the first couple Sonic games. Let's go. And it was funny because I know PC is mainly what I do now, even though I kind of collect everything, you know what I mean? But my first real exposure to PC gaming was at his house too. And I remember because he had 2 PCs in his house, and what we'd do is we'd set up Warcraft 2 like versus matches, and man, that was
Yeah.
shit.
When you talk about early days of PC
Yeah.
gaming, I'm thinking of fucking big old
Yeah,
floppy
yeah.
disks.
What I was just that was a good point. I was about to say, I was like, yeah, Donovan just dated himself.
And he
Not-
said World of Warcraft, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
yeah,
wait.
Warcraft 2,
No,
not
not World of Warcraft.
Warcraft 2 is not necessarily like super old, but it's compared to us. I remember I was playing that when I was in middle school, I think. Just right before I got into high school. So I was probably, like, I don't know, 14, 15 when that came out. But, yeah, so that's really, like, that's, like, I know for you were probably, like, 4 or 5. But what me and Benny are talking about,
No,
like, yeah. Like, dude, I remember, like, hugely back in the day, about the same time I had an NES, and I was, like, really into it. My dad's friend who lived across the street from us was, like, a huge pirater of fucking computer games. And it wasn't the big floppies, the little ones. And he would just, like, bring all kinds of fucking games over, and we had a Tandy, so I would get there and I'd play him every once in a while. Like, for some reason I got really into playing, like, PGA Tour on Tandy, and even though it looked like shit, and then I would play things like Duke
golf, man.
I would
Fuck
play
yeah.
like Duke Nukem and all these other weird
The original
ass
Duke Nukem.
Yeah, the original Duke Nukem, all these other weird ass fucking games. And then after that I would still get into computer games here and there.
Pretty
Kinda
high tech. Yeah, my shit was a little older.
Yeah, like Warcraft 1 was I fucking would play that all the fucking time, like nonstop Warcraft 1, and then Descent and a lot of the other earlier PC Hexen shit like that.
Yeah, that's 9.
Yeah, but Warcraft 2 took it to a whole nother level. That's when it was like that one.
Like I said, it was just like that was the first time I had seen like PC gaming. Like this is real computer gaming because like we had floppies at school and shit like that. And like I remember this game with a pink dude in a fucking raft. But I mean, it's just I don't remember any of that shit. It didn't really impact me. But Warcraft 2 was one who was like, no, dude, we can hook up 2 computers and battle each other with like orcs and people and shit.
That blew
There's
my
blood.
mind. I figured that out with Doom. Doom was the first one where we did the fucking internet gaming.
Yeah, that was. We used to use.
Or not internet gaming, even if you just whatever.
Well, it was internet. I mean, you had a server. I know for Warcraft 2, I used to use Kali, and I'd get that subscription and get online and try to play with a modem. And even though it took like hours for one game that should have took 30 minutes because the fucking frame rates were so slow, but it was better to do. It is better to do what Donovan was talking about. Getting in a room so you don't have to worry about the speeds. Didn't Warcraft 2, wasn't that like the first one of the Warcraft series that would run in Windows 95 as well? Like you didn't have to load it out of DOS?
Yeah, it was. I remember there being like a fucking icon that you would click on and it would just open up and go. Like I remember that shit.
Yeah, all the ones previous you had to run in the DOS, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I think it was the first one, 95, and that was a fucking struggle. All you little bastards out there who were like the real young people like Nico will never understand the fucking struggle of Windows 95. I can remember. Not only did it take like 5 fucking minutes for it to boot up, you weren't really sure if it was gonna boot up right, and always the boot screen of death and shit. It's like no fuck, and all the drives had to be fucking loaded in, or if it did plug and play, it was like bullshit. It's like, dude, it'd just be a struggle just to use the motherfucker. So,
I remember 3.1.
Yeah, 3.1 wasn't bad. 3.1 and NT were actually really stable, only because you had to have the drivers.
The XP at the time, I thought it was all right.
What about?
I remember 95 being solid. I thought it was like the XP at the time. It was pretty. I don't remember.
No, man. Windows 95 was fucking trash. Same thing with 98. That's why they had that second launch, the really quick second patch for 98. They had problems with 95, 98. I mean, I don't know. It just depends. We were trying to push it really hard back in the day, too. So I remember it was always something with 95 that we were trying to...
I remember computers that were straight up 100% DOS.
Yeah.
Those were fun.
Yeah.
See, what's funny is I remember my freshman year of high school, I got one of those huge-ass, old-school fucking laptops. Like, just gigantic ones. And I opened it up, and it was one of those ones that just ran straight DOS. And I brought it over to my friend's house, and we got all excited because we were able to install Windows 95 on it. And so all of a sudden, I had this shitty laptop that I could bring over to friends' houses to play, like, Command and Conquer and things like that. And I was super excited about it.
Cool little green little nub.
Yeah, right. Yeah, instead of the nipple. Yeah, that's classy.
The eraser pen.
Yeah,
I love playing with that nipple, man.
Oh, Jesus. Were you playing on Pentiums then, or were you playing on stuff before then, Donovan, when you first started doing computers?
Oh, God. You see, you have to realize I didn't really get into computers. Like, it wasn't a thing. Like, computer gaming, because of when I actually got into gaming. Because, I got PS1 in middle school, and all that. You know, I had some of those games and things like that, and I played them at friends' houses. But like, I didn't have any of my own money, and my parents didn't fucking like video games. So I got like a couple games a year, but it wasn't really something I got into until like high school, and I had my own time and my own energy. And like even then, PC gaming was cool and all that, and I like used a couple $100 that I saved up to get like a little shitty computer so I could play Unreal Tournament and stuff like that at LAN parties with friends. But like, I never had the capital or the time to invest in it. So I was like, yeah, PS1, PS2. Sony all day, baby. Down with Microsoft. Like,
I got
was
you.
one of those kids.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
That's all
I'm
it
just
was.
curious because if you did it in high school, you were probably already past the Pentium 3s. And
Yeah,
you started getting
exactly.
rid of them. But I just remember like very distinctly when we got our first Pentium, and it changed the way that they talked about how fast they were going, kind of like what the
I got that
8, 16,
256
64.
so we could run Mist.
Exactly, and getting it, and it was a Sony Vaio. It had like a weird ass screen, and it was the first, because before most of the Tandies were flat, and you would lay the monitors on top, and then they started going to towers more, and with at least with Pentiums for the most part that I used to have, and I remember, dude, we used to try to push that motherfucker to the edge. It was like I still had it in 2000, and we would record like band demos and shit on it. And it barely would run. We'd have to like get a little external hard drive just to get some of the takes on a separate thing so we could fucking mix them down. But yeah, man, those
Gateways.
are fucking fuck gateways. And then Dell came around and just shit all
They're
over
fine.
everyone's fucking face, man. Dell just like took their dick out and let's make shitty hardware. And
By the way, you can't fuck with it or it breaks. Suck our dicks. Like,
oh, I know. They'd be like, "Well, you just make shitty stuff," and you had like what was Compaq was the shittier versions of
Yeah, I had a
HPs,
Compaq.
and
I had a Compaq.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we could go on and on about computers, but I'm telling you, those were the struggles back in the day having those motherfucking things. Yeah, it's like it was a whole new thing.
Yeah, so fuck gateways and fuck compacts, fucking Tandy.
Tandies were awesome, man. I never had a problem with my Tandy. I mean, it was
I don't know what a fucking Tandy is. I wouldn't get one based off the fact that it's called a Tandy.
What's wrong with Tandy, man? The
I don't
Tandy
know, man. It's an inch away
Corporation.
from handy. Come on now.
Tandy.
That's pretty
Yeah, it sounds like
good.
candy or some weird. Yeah, Tandy.
Was it Tandy? Didn't Tandy own Radio Shack or Radio
Sounds like
Shack
a
bought
stripper.
Tandy or something like that? Does anybody know?
No.
Hell if I
Are
know.
we too old? Oh, whatever. Okay, you guys don't know.
It rhymes with a lot of words, but I don't know.
Tandy, Candy, Fanny.
Dude, that's the selling point. Buy our products. We rhyme with shit.
Yeah, that's what I
Solid
thought,
marketing.
Dubious. I wasn't sure if Tandy owned Radio Shack or Radio Shack owned Tandy, and that was their brand. So, thank you, Dubious.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, is
See,
there a
it's
chat?
funny though, thinking back about a bunch like towards my first LAN parties and all that stuff, man. I kind of miss Twitch shooters. I'm really fucking bad at them, but I miss Unreal Tournament. Is that
Twitch-
weird?
Oh.
Like Quake, things like that, where you're just running around with a rocket launcher, just
Is Juno
shooting
first
people?
a Twitch shooter?
Which one?
Never mind. I said Juno first, but you don't know what the fuck that is.
No idea.
Juno,
Is
Juno
that a
for-
Twitch shooter? I don't know.
That sounds like a
Conference.
that sounds like
I thought
a
anything
plug.
When you had to Twitch and be all like reacting to it. I don't know what Twitch. I don't know the lingo.
I didn't.
I
Really
don't know
like
your lingo.
Quake.
It's young kids,
Yeah, Quake was okay, but I didn't really get into it
young
after that.
26-year-old kids. Your fucking
I mean, it's
lingo.
kind of interesting because we mentioned Doom too. I don't know if anybody's seen any of the footage, but the new Doom. Has anybody seen the multiplayer out of that yet?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I
Oh
think
my
I
god!
Doom is from when they launched it at that event that people launched things at a year or two ago, and it looked
Okay,
fucking.
so I've been watching a bunch of the footage because they just did their like closed pre-order beta weekend or whatever, right? And it looks like that. It's like old school arena shooter style, and it makes me so excited, man. It's just so violent.
Do you
it's
really
so
have a health
fast-paced.
bar or what?
Health bar, yeah. The way that it's set up, at least in the multiplayer, so I imagine in the single player to be the same way. It's health and armor.
Regen?
Nope. Health packs, armor packs, things like that.
That kind of makes me
Like
jangle
Doom.
in my.
Yeah, it should be good. What we got? About a month? A little over a month left.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, man. My favorite thing about it, so it's like, old school team arena deathmatch, like running around just blowing people the fuck up with one shots, right? Frag the person, pick up the armor frags, right? But I don't know how. There's some mechanic that turns people into demons, right? Like your loadout, you have like some badass, crazy, like revenant demon form or whatever the fuck you got. And the best thing is, from what I can tell, is if you're somehow able to melee kill somebody who's in like their badass powered up demon form, right? You like rip their fucking tongue out and like gib them, and then just become a demon yourself and just like run around blowing people up. I don't know. It looks awesome. It
That
looks
sounds
violent.
sexy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's good.
I'm pretty old school. I really don't care about the online play.
Well, it's
I mean,
just
secondary.
it's
So if
interesting to me
player-
because I'm kind of tired of the multiplayer only fad that's going through. Like that's something we could get into a whole nother time. That's its own fucking episode. But like it's interesting being like, no, this multiplayer isn't like slow, progressive plays. Like, no, let's just get in there and blow shit the fuck up. Also, pentagrams and skulls. Like, sweet, sign me up. Like, I'm on board with that.
Well, yeah, that sounds like a hell of a game.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see.
This is Doom 4, right?
I think it's just called Doom. It's a
Yeah, it's
remake.
just
Yeah.
called Doom. Yeah.
I mean, it depends, I guess. Because I mean, theoretically, I guess the one
Technically
that came out a
speaking, I
couple
guess.
years ago was Doom 3, which was really a remake of Doom 1. So
Couple years
this
ago.
could be Doom 4, but then you would have to say that like Final Doom and Doom 64 and shit like that never happened either. So I don't know. It's kind of tough to.
Yeah,
kinda-
I always
kinda label
considered
them.
those as spin-off games.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to imagine, but Donovan, just so I know,
Yeah,
because I know you
no,
mentioned
because
it.
it's the same engine and the same technology. It's kind of like what GTA did with 3 spin-offs of 3. You know,
Yeah,
Mhm.
whatever they want to call it, it's fine. I'm not going to argue with the fucking
Yeah.
number.
Don, did you
I
ever
think
play
that's
Doom 2?
cool.
Like when it was around, when it first came out?
Okay, so that's the thing. I have great memories of Doom 1 and have played it frequently and have a couple copies of it, right? And Doom 3 is one of my favorite horror games of all time. I know that you can make the argument that it's a horror action game, but I really don't think it is. Keeping in mind in the original iteration, not like the HD remake or anything like that, but like huge fucking Doom 3 fanboy, never touched Doom 2. Never fucking seen
Really?
it.
Well, I would
Really?
say that's
Swear to God.
disappointing. I will say this much:
Yeah, I
Doom
like Doom
2.
2.
Doom 2 is the best, or the one that I would think if you have to make a new Doom based off the multiplayer and the way to move would be Doom
Yeah.
2. And like,
It's
if
the
you didn't
definitive
play
one.
it, and I remember it was being big because I don't know if anyone else did this, but when we got big into Doom 2 and Warcraft 2, and doing it online, me and I don't know if they still do it or what it was called, but I think it was called a WAD, a WAD file, and you could go in and modify and change the sounds and not only people making their own maps, but they would go in there and change the pre sounds and the waves. So like there was ones where you would load it up and it would be like all Predator sounds. So like when you fired the BFG, it'd be like the laser from Predator, and like there would be the screams and shit from ripped right from the movies. And then there would be ones that would change the Doom guy into like Kermit the Frog, and his fucking face would fall off when you die. I mean, that was the first game I remember. Like actually, you could load that up in that little modifier, and people would make these different patches, and you could just play them, and they would just do weird ass sounds and shit. That's what I really enjoyed the most about Doom 2, whereas I don't think they really did it much in Doom 1 because it was a little bit of a different series. But yeah, you missed out, Don. You missed out. That was where, like, Doom 2 was really where the multiplayer kicked in the gear right there. Oh,
See,
fuck
what's
you,
funny
Mike.
too is I don't know if any of you guys have played any of like the fan Dooms that have come out recently, like Brutal Doom. Brutal Doom is fucking amazing.
I've heard of it.
If you haven't played it, I highly, highly recommend hunting that one down. Brutal Doom is sick. And then on the weirder side of things, I also saw a remake of Doom that this guy was working on. I think he said it was in playable alpha. I haven't checked on it in a couple months. But it's Doom remade where all the demons are like demon hentai
The
chicks.
fan game.
Yeah, like dude, there's some weird shit with Doom. Like, don't get me wrong, I really like the series.
software give him a copyright strike and tell him to stop doing that shit.
Yeah. Please keep the weeb out of Doom. But yeah, no, it's an interesting game and an interesting franchise. I get really misty-eyed when I think about Doom 3. I have such fond memories of that game, man. I think that might have been the game that I was like, man, PC gaming might be the way
Fan
to
games
go.
are cool, man. There's a lot of good fan games these days, Mega Mans and all these fucking old school shit. Just
It's
don't
kinda
fuck with
funny.
Nintendo. Just don't fuck with Nintendo. You want to make money.
Yeah, Nintendo
Or
doesn't.
better,
Yeah.
you want to make Zelda 3D or whatever just came out, and that shit's groovy.
They got yanked already.
Before I even heard about it. I don't fuck with
Yep.
Nintendo.
There was that Chrono Trigger remake too that guy was working on. He's like, I'm going to update all the textures. We're going to make it look all gorgeous. Just, bring it into the modern age. Worked on it for like a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And Nintendo's like, nope, shut it the fuck down. You can't do it. It's ours. Back the fuck up. And I mean, admittingly, yeah, but there have been some great fan remakes that are getting popular. Like, speaking of Warcraft and multiplayer like that, one of my favorite things right now is this Armies of Azeroth that this guy is working on. And pretty much what he's doing is he's taking the StarCraft 2 engine, right? And using the StarCraft 2 engine, he's completely remaking the Warcraft 3 multiplayer. Like all the units, all the maps, all of that. And I love shit like that. I'm super into fan remakes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too much into that stuff. I kind of like to stick with the originals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not into it either. Sometimes it's interesting, but once in a
I mean,
while.
what's your opinion on homebrew stuff? Because that's pretty popular nowadays too, like the Final Fantasy VII NES homebrew, or
Like, I
you know.
definitely want to check that out. But here's the thing: is I play all my games on consoles. I don't play games on the computer whatsoever.
Oh.
Like the computer for me is separate. Like if I want to play video games, I want to play it on my big screen. And I don't know. I feel like I'm on the computer all day if I'm playing a game on the computer. It's, I don't know, man. I'm just old school. I like the controller in my hand. And now if like a homebrew is put onto a cartridge, then I'm all about it. I'll do, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this because this is bringing up a good point. I think I was talking to you or somebody else. Do you have like a PS4 or Xbox One? Or a
I
Nintendo
do
or Wii
not.
U? What's
I
your
have a
newest
Wii U.
console? Okay, other than the Wii U, what's your newest console?
The PS3.
PS3. How often do you play your PS3 or Wii U?
Well, the Wii U, I don't play it that often, really at all.
Okay.
Except to maybe play the games that I downloaded on the Wii, my old classic games. Like I have a bunch of TurboGrafx 16 games.
Yeah,
on
that don't
there.
count. Okay, I'm talking. Okay, so
Yeah.
PlayStation. What do you? How often do you play that?
Man, honestly, ever since I've been making videos, not too often. The last time I played it is when I went through Resident Evil Zero HD, which was back in January and February. So, yeah, but no, I've downloaded a bunch of games. Like I'll play Raiden 4 on there, that shooter. But really, since I started making videos, I've been really getting back into the retro stuff, and I have a fuckload of retro games to play.
Well, here's the thing, and I just want to state this for all of you out there. I don't know how y'all feel. Maybe we'll start a riot in the chat. I believe, and this is just me, my opinion, so go fuck off, that 75% of all the new games, and that's including computer games, indie games, console-based games, are garbage. And I'm not saying, and I would say, and here's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they look bad. Okay, I'm not saying they don't have good composers, they don't have good stories. But what I mean by garbage is, it's just like what's happened to movies. You could look at the summer releases, which will be coming up, and a few of them already kind of seep through. And even like the ones you want to see, or maybe you think will be big, like Batman, Superman just passed, or maybe X-Men or Ghostbusters and stuff like that. In the grand scheme of things, those movies are neat to see, but they're almost a fucking waste of time. If you went back like 30 or 20 years, you might actually get movies that actually have good stories and will hold up through time, like
That's
The Godfather
bullshit,
and stuff.
some of the best movies are coming out now. You just have to look for them, and they're not going to be
Well, that's
the big.
that may be,
blockbusters.
of course, independent ones. Yeah, but there's what I'm
Still like
talking.
it.
They squeeze the shit out of them so you can barely find them. I'm not saying they don't get made, but still, what I'm saying though
Be
is
lazy. Go look for them.
it's not
Same
being
way with
lazy.
music.
It's not being lazy, Benny. It's that what has happened to what happened to movies has happened to video games. What everybody wants.
I agree.
What everybody
You
wants
gotta go
is.
look for the.
I get it, Benny, but that's the problem. Like it's not just us. I'm not saying I'm not going to go look, but the average everyday Joes don't have the chance to go look for them or don't know where to look for them. So
whatever, right?
they fuck.
No interest.
It's not. Well, maybe it is no, but because they're being spoon fed this shit from the cradle. So they're settling for let's play another Zelda. Let's play it. Wait for Metro. Let's play another COD. I'm just saying most of them are all garbage, and it's not the makers that are really to blame. It's the fucking people who have just been settling for this crap, this basically crap ass games. Like I go and buy a $60 game, and maybe I put, if it's like a RPG or something, I put like 100 hours into it, but it doesn't give me anything. Or maybe it's like a 10-hour game, like Gears of War or something. It's fun for a story, but then you never can play it again. It's just garbage. They don't even hold up anywhere close to.
I
retro
agree.
games.
I fucking agree.
Yeah, they don't hold up to retro games. And there's some independent games that are retro style or are done like regular that are much better. Huh?
Retro as in from Pong to.
I would say Pong up to. No, I would say maybe a few CDs. Early CD, PlayStation 1 and back. I don't believe PlayStation 2 is retro. and every like 3 and Xbox 360, they're not at all. I mean that's when it changed.
They're retro.
Yeah. I mean, because the PS2 still like has the graphics still hold up pretty well. The PS1 hasn't aged too gracefully.
It probably hasn't.
I think it depends on the game too. There are some PS1 games that hold up, but they're very stylized.
A lot of
games
don't hold up graphically, I suppose.
Well, it doesn't need to hold up graphically,
I think
though.
it seems to 16-bit era hold up better than some early next gen after that. But
yeah, I don't know, man. I popped in Einonder the other day, and I hadn't played that in a while. And man, is that pixelated! It's like it's hard to see what you're doing sometimes.
A shooter?
Yeah. And I used to play that shit all the time, and I thought it had the greatest graphics. I thought it looked beautiful, and I mean, it still does.
Yeah,
but it's very pixelated.
You have to get reaccustomed to it. You can play after like 6 hours, and you're.
Yeah, I mean, I started getting used to it after a while, but
yeah, it takes a while. Everything's so high def. Even like I know it sounds stupid, but after having going back and doing VHS memories and buying more VHS tapes, I really like, and maybe I'm just old. I really like the look of VHSs. Sounded the same way.
You're fucking old.
Kind of the way I still like the look or the sound of records. Like records. Even and Benny knows this. There are people who will go out there and purposely try to reproduce the way you used to record or the way it was reproduced on records for that sound. And it's just really hard, even in a digital age, to get that unique sound that you would get on a record. Same thing I think with VHS. There's a certain coloring and a certain presentation to me. Oh, I know, but I'm just saying there's a certain different sound and look I think you get with VHS over total HD. You know what I mean?
I don't know
for me personally, the problem everything's in such high def, like you can see everything clear. And what has always pissed me off about that is when I go outside and I look down the street and try to view like a car here and maybe one down the block, I can't see everything clear. Like my vision is just not that.
Glasses,
it's not about glasses. It doesn't look.
You're surprised, man. That shit makes
what I'm saying though is you can watch it. You can see an HD picture and see how clear it is, but it's almost clearer than what regular vision would be, like real things.
You're sitting so close to the screen.
Shut up, Benny. That's not the point. That's not the fucking point, bitch. I'm just saying, like, it's too realistic, almost.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you there.
I think that's bullshit. I grew up with VHS tapes. I still have a bunch of VHS tapes. And whenever I pop in a VHS tape, I'm like, wow, look at the low quality and the grain and the fucked up tracking. Like, that's like being like, oh, I'm nostalgic about fucking frozen dinners. There's just something about that microwave pudding that tastes so fucking good.
I always hated microwave pudding.
Fuck, dude.
We have a hungry man right now. No,
I think I can understand that argument between DVD and like Blu-ray because like with DVD, like it's a lower resolution, but it's not like a lower picture quality. You don't have like tracking issues and it doesn't get faded because it's a fucking tape on like a reel, and playing it makes it worse. You know what I mean? Like I don't see that argument.
It's no different. It's no different than people buying CRTs
I know what
to play Nintendo
I don't
games.
Use so much with VHS.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying because some people don't want to have it in high def and play a Nintendo game on high def because just for the delay, not because of the delay, because that's a technological problem. But people don't like the clarity of it. They like to see what it was originally designed for, which is CRT. Same thing with old movies that were VHS bound. A lot of them were designed for that kind of viewing or that real picture type view when you were in the movies. So it has a certain charm. And of course, you could sell it to you, you're blue in your face. Take any movie from the '80s and watch the way they try to convert it over on Blu-ray. It looks like garbage. I mean, I don't know how they'd have to go like frame by frame
I'm probably
and redo it back there.
fan of older movies than even you know. I mean, I'm old shit sometimes. Sometimes I get these fucking urges and I just fucking watch Charlie Chaplin all fucking day because I don't care how that shit looks at all. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care.
But,
I like when I watch Three Stooges. If it's got that little tape tracking, that makes I'm actually watching it. That's not clear and all this Blu-ray shit for that crap, you know. But it's whatever, Don. We're old. Fuck you. Okay.
I'm just saying. I think that's a completely bullshit argument in the specific case of VHS. Just in VHS, because like VHS DVD is the same resolution. That's both 360 and 480. Like that's the same shit. The difference is DVDs don't get all fucked up when you watch it one.
Yeah.
They don't get all faded.
But that's part of the fucking charm, though. That's what I'm saying, motherfucker.
I'm just saying that's terrible, gross
Fucking
logic. It's just
VCR on your-
nostalgia.
It's not
That's
it's not a logic, motherfucker. I'm saying I prefer it. I like that viewing. I like to be able to view it like I did 30 years ago. Is what I'm saying.
No,
You
I
may
don't want to
not
make a
like
burger.
it. You
I
may not
prefer
like it.
McDonald's.
You may not like
Fuck.
it.
I'd prefer a DVD.
Justify the fact that VHS.
Blu-ray's out of control, anyways. Fuck Blu-ray. Okay.
Yeah, I can give you Blu-ray. Like, I don't understand 4K. The human eye can't see 4K. It sees 3.8. Like, why the fuck? What's the point of 4K? I'm just saying, in the specific case of VHS, I think that's
fine.
grub.
But Blu-ray, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like Sony. They're a bunch of motherfuckers.
Yeah,
they
also
totally
have
destroyed.
HD DVDs, yeah.
Yeah, they totally destroyed. HD DVDs are so much better than Blu-ray, hands down. If you compare the two types,
Sure.
hands down better. And Sony being a bunch of fucks
Why?
bled us dry because they're like, oh yeah, guess what? The new Harry Potter's out. We're gonna charge you $40 for a Blu-ray. Go fuck your mother.
Give me the
know what I
three
mean?
reasons why it's better than Blu-ray.
Huh?
Give me like 3 reasons why it's better than Blu-ray.
Okay, when you had them both come out, okay, Blu-ray was only single layer, so they
Yes.
could only put it here and put the label on the back. HDVD had the same technology that music CDs did for a while, where they had one side was the CD and the other side was the DVD, so you could get like that 5.1 surround. So a lot of my HD DVDs you could flip over and you could watch it as a DVD, so you could just have one disc. So rather as now when you buy a Blu-ray, they give you a fucking the Blu-ray, the DVD, the digital copy, and whatever,
Digital
right?
copy, yeah.
The HD DVDs, because you could actually flip them over and you could watch the DVD if you didn't want to watch the
No, I didn't know that. That's cool.
So that was really nice. Secondly,
Because they were like dual label. Or,
yeah, they were dual label. They didn't have to have that special thing. The other thing on that
They were
was
probably done wasn't need to scratch
Yeah.
the top.
the
one
big
layer.
difference that they used to tout between the two of them was that Blu-ray had a special, which was like, I think they called it blue. It was like a different. They would take the color schemes and fuck with them and make them more like of a lively blue type tint to every movie they would do. And they even talked about how it has this really neat color palette on it. And to me, it always looked like shit. And HD DVD didn't do anything with the colors. They just tried to deliver you the best original copy from the theater. So if you watch things like Batman on HD DVD, which one is the first ones that came out, Transformers, King Kong, stuff like that, and you compare them to the Blu-ray,
Yeah.
you can see the difference in the way they fucked with the colors. Now, I get
Yeah.
it. If I want to mess with
I mean,
the color
now-
schemes, I
can I
should be able to do it on my
interject for a
TV. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, movies suck now, too, because they stopped using, 24 mil or 16 mil or whatever the fuck they really use.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Now the
Yeah.
movies are all digital projectors, and that's moved on, too. So I know what you're saying, but even that's changed. So maybe that's, like, that sucks, though. I think even Quentin Tarantino, he's like the only guy who released the last movie in 24 fucking millimeters. Theaters don't even fucking have that shit anymore. So I think even...
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about the HD DVD or Blu-ray world from fucking
Yeah,
maybe even
we're
10
talking
years
about
ago
now. Something like that. And my thing too
Yeah.
was I knew that if Blu-ray run, Sony would bleed you dry, because if there's one thing I've always known about Sony, about all the products they've ever made, they will fucking squeeze every nickel out of your ass. Every fucking nickel. They don't give a shit. They would make a CD player and jack $300 up from everyone else and just say, "Oh, it's Sony, so fuck you. We're gonna sell it for $300."
There used to be a reputable.
They made good stuff, but they didn't need to be that expensive. It's just like Apple. Apple comes in and makes you believe that their shit is really worth 1,000 or 100% markup versus everyone else's. Are they really good? Yes. I'm not going to say they're not, but they're not worth that much money. So
But people are into that shit, dude. People are fucking assholes. They like buying fucking Nikes and overpriced shit.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's
Like
the only reason
slave
Apple
players.
survived. Apple's always had very great
It's a trend
software.
thing, man. You know, it's all good.
Ever since the
No, they
beginning.
didn't. I mean, for years and years, Apple had they were almost dead. You know.
No. That's what I'm saying. They've always had good hardware, though. What I'm saying is they were never as popular. What they managed to do is what Nike and Jordans and all of them does. They found a way to get it in the popular culture that Apple was the thing to have. Like, just like people have
For a
Coach
while,
bags
though, they were
and
all
fucking
dead.
Jordans. You can't tell me a pair of fucking Jordans is worth $500. Go fuck yourself. It's a $100 pair of shoes. Don't sell it for $500. Why is an Apple? Now the thing with the Apple, it's cool. Everyone that I meet pretty much at a cell phone store buys fucking Apple because it's cool to have Apple. They don't know one fucking thing that piece of shit does. And that's the reason why Apple is so popular, is because they figured out a way to make Apple that thing that you should have to be cool.
It's trendy as
Milk
hell.
hipsters, yeah.
And they were always good. They couldn't sell them in the beginning. But they found a way to do it, and I'm glad for them. But fuck them, man. They don't
They
need to
did,
sell
and then
shit
there was
high.
some other,
Yeah. See, Apple II was done.
I guess-
I think what the reason, like for me, I mean, I don't give a shit about the movie aspect. I still don't even have one, but to me, Blu-ray run over HD DVD just as a they would sell. You could buy Blu-ray burners for your computer tower for like pretty cheap, and the motherfuckers hold like how many gigs of memory?
I mean,
100 gig.
well, I
40
mean,
gig,
they had
or
one.
some
They had a
shit.
1 gig more
Just as a
capacity
medium
than
fat.
HDVs.
Yeah, so
But
I
who,
mean,
who used a Blu-ray though for media
yeah, that
purposes?
didn't catch on. But honestly, that'd be great for backup purposes and shit. So,
Well, I know, but I mean, nowadays it's hard drives and flash memory are much cheaper than they were. But they tried to tote it as that they were bigger, but that wasn't the point. The deal was they had Sony had a big
100
movie studio.
gigabytes.
Sony had a big movie studio, and they had enough people on their side to where they were able to push their movies better than what HDVD, because HDVD
Yeah,
had
I
like
understand.
Warner
like
Brothers and a couple other people.
Underdog and stuff. You bring VHS back. I don't know shit.
Well, the other big thing is the porn industry. The porn industry backed Blu-ray, not HD.
Exactly. There is a good thing on that. I think Betamax. That's what killed Betamax 2 over VHS, is that they were VHS supported porn and Betamax
I don't know
did
what
not.
porn was.
Yeah, nobody tugs it to Betamax, dude.
Yeah. So
I can get the fucking forms with the fucking dual layer DVDs. They still stick 8 hours of shit on that. I mean, how much fucking porn do you need on a single disc?
yeah. I hate watching porn on DVDs. You have to like rewind and stop, and it's confusing, man. Computers are just so much easier. When I can watch a porn with a slide
I'm just saying,
rule,
8
it's so
hours
much
is
easier.
enough, man. Why do you need to put it on a Blu-ray?
I don't know who fucking
Well,
buys.
HD. I get that. Never mind, because HD,
Yeah.
you want to see that HD.
I get it, but I mean, let's be fair. When was the last time you bought a fucking pornography movie on a DVD or VHS or anything?
Last time you bought a fucking HD DVD.
When was the last time I bought it? 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I found one that I
He's
wanted.
got it like marked on his calendar.
No, I
Like,
bought.
never
I fucking
forget.
people sell them for
Does
like
he
$1,
collect?
so that's I buy them. So what? I would like to have
You
most of all
you
of
have a
them.
complete collection, dude?
No, I have like 30.
That sounds pretty close.
I still have my HDVD hooked up to my fucking TV, so I can watch them whenever I want to, man.
Do you have the one for the 360?
I did have it, but it was garbage. It was really a
Oh.
shitty, really shitty looking
That's-
product. Yeah, but I had it and I threw it away. I didn't want it, so I have my
Oh,
real
because
one.
They failed it on purpose. Sony was
Shit.
giving them back.
Oh well, Sony killed them with that by putting in the PlayStation 3. Motherfuckers would buy the PlayStation 3 just to watch Blu-rays back in the day. They didn't even give a shit about playing.
I did. It was
games.
cheap Blu-ray player.
Yeah,
It
way
was.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Like
It was.
$200 cheaper.
Exactly, and the PlayStation 3 had an excellent
best.
Blu-ray player. An
Cheapest.
excellent Blu-ray player. You could not touch it. There was very few standalone fucking players that were better than a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, that's what I used to watch Blu-rays.
Yep. So that was smart on their end. They crushed him with that.
But to digress from the retro movies versus modern
Yeah.
movies, like, your point is that retro games beat modern games because modern games are just shit. That's
no,
like your
there's to me there's like very little thought put into new games. I feel like they release these CODs and shit just to fucking waste a good bit of my time so that I don't like read the news or go out and play, or it's just like endless dribble of garbage fucking games. Now there are some good ones, but I'm saying there's nothing in them. It just feels hollow. Like I could just play this game forever and never do anything with my life. That's what I feel is a letdown. Even Battlefront. As much as I thought Battlefront looks cool, it's like, God, this is just a fucking waste of time. Why do I keep playing this game over and
I don't know.
over
Why
and
do you?
over?
Why do you?
That's what I'm saying. Why does anybody play them? That's what I mean. At least when I tell people all the time, at least if I sit here and beat a retro game and like squash it by doing a speed run or by doing some other tricks or whatever, at least I can go, you know what? I actually put time and I actually learned.
I don't know. I
something.
don't really see a difference between retro and modern in a lot of ways. I mean, I get the games I want to play.
That's
Well, what do
fair.
you
I
play
mean,
more?
Now retro, but that's just because I'm fucking poor. And all my modern shit's broken.
Yeah.
And I
Well.
stream a lot, and I can only really stream retro shit. And to me, it doesn't. Really, I don't really feel if I play a modern game, it comes down to like real dumb shit that I hate about modern gaming. That makes me more into retro gaming, which is a fucking stupid term in my opinion. But I've been suckered into calling them retro games. But I mean, I prefer old school games at the moment. But I mean, what the fuck am I trying to say? Like, when I first got my PS3, I was getting a lot of download games, and they were all very retro fucking
Mm-hmm.
games people don't even know about. Last Guy, just weird indie games, and weird shooters and old HD versions of fucking arcade games and shit.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 4 or what, to me, like,
my big thing,
the modern game thing is annoying only because there's a lot of load times, there's a lot of story garbage, there's a lot of extra dribble that.
The stories really bug me on the modern games, man. Like, one thing I really like about retro over modern is that I'm a quick reader. Well, yeah, but with like stories, like a Final Fantasy game, to read the story, I read it, I hit the A button, I go on to the next part. With these modern games, they have to sigh, they have to pause for dramatic effect, and I take that as a cue to go get up and get something to drink, grab another beer. Like, it annoys the hell out of me. I guess I'm a lot more impatient too. I don't know.
But when I'm playing a game, I'm playing a game. It really doesn't matter when it came from or where it came from, as long as I'm able to get some out of it. Because mechanically, it's just a game. It's like it's a game. A game's a game.
Yeah, I don't know. Another thing though with these modern games is that there's just so much shit to learn. You got so many buttons, you have so many menus, and you got to learn it all. With these retro games, just pop it in. Sometimes you don't even have to read the instructions. You can just figure it out, and you're good to go.
Some retro games can be pretty cryptic, though, and pretty.
Well,
it's surprising.
Yeah,
I mean, we've done multi-tap challenges on games that we don't even understand, like that weird Japanese NES one that we played, where we run around and just do random fucking battles or whatever.
Super Roads, yeah.
Yeah, like, still don't know what the fuck that was. Played that game for like an hour and have absolutely no idea. My big thing when it comes to retro gaming versus modern gaming, and I could be wildly wrong here, is I think it's more of an acceptance thing. Because also if you look at retro gaming, it's like a really small pool. It wasn't super popular. There wasn't, tons of money being poured in. It wasn't like a gigantic market. Now, video games are fucking huge. They're mainstream. So video games are treated exactly the same way movies are. Exactly. Like, the movies that you really enjoy aren't the AAA mainstream. It's not Mission Impossible 6, Revenge of Tom Cruise. You don't give a fuck about that movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You like Birdman because of the cinematography and the writing, you know what I mean?
And when you're older, you kind of lose it, but retro games, you had to use a little more imagination and all that shit, too.
Yep.
And maybe there wasn't a story, but you made your own up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Where modern shit is very... What you see is what you get.
Yeah, they do all of the imagination for you. Yeah.
And I also do agree with Jason's point. I don't like the way franchises are treated nowadays. Because if you look at like old school franchises, it would be like a set of games that are consistent and common, but they would add new things. Like look at Sonic. Like look at Sonic 1 versus Sonic 2 versus like Sonic 3, you know what I mean? Like it's the same thing but just polished and more added on. As where, with Call of Duty and Madden, it's just we're just gonna release the same shit every year because you're gonna buy it.
Just new levels.
No, I mean I've been keeping up on COD and they keep adding shit to it. They're wall jumping now and floating and sliding.
I mean, yeah, but
I mean, maybe that's like the same shit, but it makes it a little more interesting. At least.
I guess that's.
I don't know about.
It's just that whole thing feels wildly underwhelming to me. The other thing that I really don't like about modern gaming, and for the record, on this side of the argument, I'm probably on the fence of modern gaming just because of the potential there. But I hate microtransactions. And it's kind of funny because I remember back in one of the first podcasts we ever did with Multitapped back at like E3 2013, something like that, I talked about how I thought the microtransaction free-to-play model was going to completely take over the marketplace. And it more or less did. The problem is now we're seeing games that have a price tag and still have microtransactions. And that shit drives me crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that, man.
And like that was one of the big problems with the
I don't know. Whatever.
Battlefront.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, what's your take on it, Benny? I know that you actually are one of the few people in the group that, even though everything you do for your channel is all retro, you do play modern stuff. Like, you actually have a Steam and you play.
Not a recent time, but I mean, I could always jump back into it if I could. I don't know. Microtransactions are pretty lame. It's more of a mobile thing, but I mean, they're just I don't know. It's like
Well,
whatever.
because there's good.
Like, fucking. It's like whatever. Strip club, bitch. Fucking whatever. Here's another $1. And if you don't like it, move on or fucking rub one out and go home. Wait, what?
Well, I mean, that's fair. It's a good. I mean, that's a good analogy, sure. But the problem is games can use microtransaction effectively. You can use microtransactions as a way to like keep infusing money into a game and keep it alive and things like that. But the problem is, what about games that are completely designed around the concept? Like, look at Destiny.
Games. I've never played a game like that.
Because Destiny, for all intents and purposes, it's not that it's a bad game mechanically speaking. It's fun to play. It's well designed, everything like that. But when Bungie handed them the finished product, they were like, "Yeah, this is great, but we're gutting, 3 of the huge pieces of endgame content because we want to sell them as DLC." You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's my big issue.
Last microtransaction game, Fighter 4, and I wanted a new costume for Jury, and I fucking bought it, and I got my money's worth.
I don't know. I think that's the big problem with modern gaming. If I was to have any gripe with modern gaming, it would just be how the market is designed right now. Because it's fun.
The last time I even ran into it, I just thought of this was some game called fucking... What was that ID game? Whatever the fuck came out. It was kind of wastelandy. Like 4 years ago. You know what the fucking game is.
Not a clue. I don't know.
Oh,
anyway... I got it used, so maybe that's why they fucked me. But like, there was like sewer. Someone on chat would know. But yeah, when you bought it, there was like sewers and shit. And it's like, oh, you can't go in here because you didn't buy the game. If you want to unlock it, it's $5. But it doesn't matter. You can still beat the game and keep playing. But you keep running in all these little areas, but you have to download.
That would annoy the hell out of me.
What the fuck game was that though? Someone on chat tell me it was that ID game.
Yeah. My other gripe with it is too, and I've said this before, and maybe people have the issue with it too. Modern games are meant to be beaten, or at least the ones that have an end. Not everyone has an end, but the ones who are, they're meant to be that way. So there's like easy this, that, or whether. But even that, they're just the whole point of these games is like a story, so they carry you through. But there's not a lot of them. Whereas like I don't think a lot of Nintendo games were actually meant to be like, only 10% of the people ever played them or ever meant to beat them. And I'm not saying you have to be that high and everything, but it was a fuck. And I think even maybe it was Wes or someone told me that, like, oh, I can't beat Contra without the 30 live code. That's what I mean. I mean, that's like, and that's where to me, I think that's a good. I know it sounds stupid, but that's a good life lesson because it's just like today when you fucking play sports, they give you an award for everything. They give you an award because you showed up on time. Fuck that. They're supposed to be there. They shouldn't be getting no award. First, second, third place. When we grew up, that's all you got. And if you got fourth, you sucked. And you went home and you cried because you suck at whatever sport or whatever you're playing. Same thing with these games. It's relentless in retro games. And it makes you feel shitty, but it also pushes you to keep playing and get better and better and better.
Exactly.
It's not rewarding when you sit down and you play. I mean, you could play Gears of War, and even if you're like a retard or have like one hand, you could probably get through it on the easiest level because they want you to play the story. They want you to be immersed in the gameplay. They're not giving you a challenge. That's the one thing I miss. Like, there's a lot of games on my shelf that I've beaten that I feel like I have a badge of honor on theirs, which I don't monitor. So there is, but they're not designed for that. Some games, if they come out with some of them and there was like medium and hard, I
think they are.
I don't think they are at all. I think total opposite. It's about the story that they're trying to convey for the majority of all games, unless they don't have an end.
If I like a game, I play it through on medium. I play it on hard. It's usually a lot harder.
Well, of course, but I'm just saying it's not meant to be a brutal game, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but here's my argument with that. I think a lot of that has to do with the time that the games were designed. Because back then, when you're looking at a lot of those retro games, part of the reason why they're so ball-bustingly difficult is because they're trying to get, like, value out of it. If you're only getting, like, one game and, the technology isn't that amazing to make these huge, gigantic fucking games, you're going to make it hard as shit so somebody has to sink hours and hours and hours and hours into beating it. Nowadays, you can just make huge, gigantic fucking games.
I tend to take games a little more seriously, too, when I'm playing them on hard.
Maybe. I just like Doom. Doom's a good example. How many people can actually say they beat Doom 2 or Doom 1?
Not on Nightmare. Not on any fucking Nightmare.
Well, no, we're talking default diffifulties, not any sort of...
Oh, I probably beat Doom 2.
Yeah, I mean, but everyone knows this. It is a real motherfucker. I mean, that is a really hard game to get through. Doom 3, I'm not saying anything took away from it, but I think reasonably you could beat Doom 3. You could grind and you could play through it.
Yeah,
There's some
that's
people
kind
who
of-
grind. There's some people who grind
what-
and never beat Doom 2 because it's just that hard. I mean, the levels are relentless.
Yeah, but Doom 3 was a lot. Doom 3 was, yeah, it was meant to
Well-
be beaten. That was a good thing.
I mean, another thing though with these modern games is that there's a checkpoint every 5 minutes, and it auto saves, and you can just try again from that point.
But even
where-
then, I feel like that's indicative of AAA design. Because look at how many huge like indie hits there are that are fucking ruthless about shit like that. Like especially indie horror. Indie horror is
But
a
those are
genre that I
recipes.
really enjoy. But even then, not so much. I mean, like a lot there. It's these modern games are designed to just be like, we want to sell fucking billions of copies. So we're gonna make a really generic game that's easy to play, that holds your hand, and you don't have to figure anything out because that's what's gonna sell to millions of people. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy the God of War games. I think they're really fun. I like the art direction, all those things, right?
Yeah,
But
I
it
agree.
fucking kills me how every single game opens up with one of those giant tutorial boss fights. Don't get me wrong, it's gorgeous and it's cinematic and it's fun, but I don't like the hand holding. Like it drives me crazy because I don't think you
Mhm.
need to. In a game like God of War, you could drop somebody into it and they'd be able to figure it out. You know what I mean? But I think that's indicative of AAA design because they're trying to sell it to fucking everybody.
That's the
Yeah.
I
problem.
mean,
That's
look at the Dark Souls series, Bloodborne. Like Dark Souls 3 just came out, is about to come out, something like that. Like those games will fucking shit in your cereal and make you cry about it. You know what I mean? Like they don't even care. Like they are
Yeah.
unapologetically
Those games are-
difficult.
Good for them.
Yeah, and it's because it fits the game. The game feels rewarding because of how difficult it is. I think.
I
it's
mean,
just-
I haven't played a modern game since GTA 5, really, or and then I think I went back and played the last BioShock, and I've been out ever since. So if it's
I-
not in,
both of those games I love. I BioShock Infinite, I have a lot of love for. I think Last of Us robbed that game. I think that if BioShock Infinite would have gotten released later in the year, not February, it would have been a serious contender for Game of the Year. But yeah, I think it's just there's a lot of shitty tropes in modern game design. That's where I think the big issue is.
I'm taking a break. I'll be right back.
Cool.
Classic hoodie.
Benny's like Elvis, like fuck it, I don't care if it's not scheduled for a break. I'm going. I'll be back.
Gotta drop a deuce. It's been like an hour.
Mr. Dick has left the house. he really actually just left. He turned his camera off. Okay.
But I mean, the other thing too, and this was mentioned up in chat, is I think it's just some games aren't really designed anymore. Like, name a handful of good modern platformers. Like it doesn't fucking exist. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I don't know, man. These games, they're just too alike, too. Like, man, you'll think back, like, oh, I played this game, I played that game, and you'll start to confuse the two. Like, I don't know, for me anyway, like, with the graphics, they're so, like, refined, they're so realistic looking, that a lot of the times they look pretty much the same. And one of the things that I really liked about retro games is that games would blow me away when something came out and it had fantastic graphics. Like when I first played Ninja Gaiden and it had cutscenes, that blew me away. I was just like, this is awesome. And now, I mean, stories, cutscenes in any game is expected. Stuff like that just doesn't. I don't know. It seems like everything has been done already. It's all been done, and all that's left is just to improve on it.
I think that's the
kind
big
of
thing
an
too.
argument.
Is Lucius is bringing it up too, on the subject of like modern platformers too. Is I think the real meat of what's good nowadays in gaming is in the indie game market, because there are people who are taking like these really good classic ideas and just making better versions of it. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
Spelunky's a good example. I know we mentioned it, and I might be the only person in Multitapped who has a ton of experience with that game, but like Spelunky's the shit. It is completely ruthless. It's got great color, good art design, good sound design. Like, I love indie games like that. And I feel like I never really got that experience with retro gaming. And a lot of it could have been that I didn't grow up when a lot of it was around. Like I said,
Yeah.
you know, my really got into gaming around PS1. But like, there's a handful of retro gems because everybody's played them all. You know what I mean? Like they're all well known. They've been played a million times to death. Like it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, I just discovered this fucking awesome NES game because chances are you already knew about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's great. Here's the problem too, and this is maybe what pisses me off the most about what you're talking about. And I just thought about it as you mentioned it and put it that way. When I was growing up, and if I said I played video games or I was a gamer, even when I was like 16, right? There wasn't so many styles and so many different systems and so much shit that people didn't kind of get. Oh, he probably likes this series and that series and this, and you know this, or you have Nintendo or you have Genesis, right? So it was kind of like, okay, that's cool. It's like good. But now, like if I told somebody I play games or I'm a gamer, they automatically, because it's in the popular thought process, they automatically go to these games that I feel are not real games to me. Like you're saying,
what?
So what they've taken us to, like, to me, what a real game is now, and like Don was saying, you put an indie developer, and most of the indie games are really good, and whether they do it in retro style or they do their own games that are unique, right? That's the kind of gamer that I am now. They've regulated, or they've basically taken our groups of people who likes those games, and now the only games we can really say that are new that we like are indie games. So like they've hid us away in the basement because of all these other little fucks talk about being gamers, and they go, oh yeah, you sit there on your ass and play WoW, or you sit there and play Call of Duty, or you play Halo, or any of the
I don't think they're really
crap.
new games, though. They're just taking a lot of familiar things that appeal to you and making something their own, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like music. I mean, you can't say you like metal and like it when it was in the 90s, and people wouldn't know exactly what you meant by that. Now you say you like metal, and it could be like any of like 20 different genres that are maybe like 19 of them suck and one of them is good. You know, it's just too wide of a net.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Metallica's metal and AC/DC might be metal, but then Ghost might be metal, and then where does I don't know, I'm trying to think of the other ones, like Benny probably knows what I'm talking about. There's like so many steps of metal, it's like where exactly do you fit anymore? So you can't just say it and people know what you're talking about.
Jant.
Yeah, like people may even say, what I can't even, like Korn. Like the new Korn drives me crazy. I hate that. I can't stand
new metal,
Korn.
Man.
But yeah, and then there's new metal and all.
From 20 years ago.
Honestly, Korn's pop music, whatever.
Yeah, Korn fell out after like Follow the Leader. That was it for them. But it's whatever. I don't want to go into that either. We could sit here for a while and be on that shit.
Pop music.
Yeah, it's pop music. Fuck them.
Same format, really.
Yeah, it's harder pop.
Fucking terrible. I hate the 2000s. Go fuck themselves.
Oh no. I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's just this. It's so mainstream that's where the issues come from. I don't think it's that modern games are worse than retro games, because I can think of a lot of really good modern games, and I can think of a lot of modern games I've played way more than any retro games. And like I do collect retro. I go fucking hard. I collect Neo Geo. You know what I mean? Like I go retro. It's just I have a lot more almost. I don't want to say respect for modern gaming, because outside of the mainstream, it's like really hands off. You know what I mean? Like there are so many tools now for people to just be able to make their own games. Like I fucking hate what the fandom's turned into and like everything it represents. But from like a game design standpoint, look at Five Nights at Freddy's. Like look at those games. Like that is such a bare bone minimalistic like mechanical design. It's a fucking first-person puzzle horror game. You don't even leave the room. You know what I mean? Like that is literally just function over form. You know what I mean? So I think there are great things getting done in modern games. And I mean, take some modern games and think about how people react to them back in the day. Like even bad modern games. Like take Battlefront and think about somebody who had only ever seen like a fucking NES or some shit like that being like, whoa, there are loadouts and there are how many fucking people in here? You know what I mean? So part of it might just be nostalgia, maybe. I don't know.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard for me to say whether or not it's nostalgia, because I'm definitely nostalgic for older games. But a lot of times people get nostalgic for this stuff, haven't touched it in 10, 20 years, where I've been consistently playing my old systems. I mean, sure, when the PlayStation 1 came out, I kind of stopped playing my Nintendo, my Genesis, my SNES. In fact, I sold a lot of my games to get new PlayStation games. But after maybe a year or 2 years, I was fiending for those old games again, and I'd go out and buy them again. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's not nostalgia.
Yeah.
I mean, I have nostalgia for any game I play that I like at some viewpoint.
Yeah. I don't have nostalgia necessarily. I would say for the games themselves. I have nostalgia for the way they were played. It's a different. It was a different thought process that was put in. Same thing. Like I know some people get really into it, but I remember playing my Nintendo games like on a shitty, crappy 12, 13-inch fucking TV that you had to hit the right way to see it, and then there would be fuzz on the screen. So and the thing would be, it's like you got this little bitty
Yeah.
screen and 3 or 4 people are trying to watch you play, and not even that. It's kind of what me and Benny do a lot. Arcade games, that is the truest form of playing.
Yeah, so we
that's
might
what
be like
really kills me on
nostalgia
that
for
too.
we don't have much nostalgia for arcade games, but we're playing a lot of games we've never played before, and we're enjoying them. You know,
Yeah, but I still, I mean, I wish I could play them like that again. You know.
we have no nostalgia for the games themselves. We might have nostalgia for the fact that it's an arcade game or something. Because I mean, there's a lot of NES games I have nostalgia for, but I'll discover a new NES game and like I have no past feelings.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
No,
I'm
I hear
into
you
it,
there.
and now it's new. I'm nostalgia for it. Like I don't know, any game I've played and enjoyed. I guess there's a certain
Yeah,
amount
it's
of
like
nostalgia.
Sweet Home. When I played that, and I played that just last year,
Yeah,
and you
2
know
or 3
that's
years
an
ago. too.
old game, and man, that's probably one of my favorite games ever. I mean, it was
That's
that
actually
good.
really want to get for my collection. I really want to get Sweet Home.
Yeah, I mean that game is fantastic.
Nostalgia for it, so I don't think it's. But maybe we have nostalgia because it's NES and it's simple or something. But we're not giving this Sweet Home a pass because we have no nostalgia for it, or because nostalgia is blinding us to a new game or whatever. If that makes sense.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the other thing too, and this is a point I bring up with retro music a lot because I go.
It's always like I've already played this game. I've already played this game, the new fucking Wolfenstein or whatever. You know what I mean? So modern games are definitely more familiar all the fucking time because they're playing it safe and not doing anything new. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
No, that's totally true. But another thing I think with the retro market, and I make this argument a lot with music when I hear people like music was so much better back in the 70s and the 60s, is like stuff is always going to be fucking better later because all the shit gets dropped. You know what I mean? Like if somebody just goes out and like, hey, I have an infinite amount of money and I want to fucking get Super Nintendo, give me a list of games that are Super Nintendo games. Like all those games are going to be fucking awesome because they're amazing. Nobody's going to tell them to pick up shitty games. You know what I mean? Like all like the retro market, the retro games, those are all like huge, amazing games that are successful and have cult followings and things like that. You know what I mean? Modern games, because it's like the current run, like you don't know what's fucking.
A lot of them are overrated, but doesn't mean they're bad.
You know what I mean, though? Like, so, since it's the modern market, it's what's currently in circulation. It's so much more saturated in the retro market because all those are staples. They're classics. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that needs to be, factored in too.
So what are you saying? You say in like 10 or 20 years that the good games that exist from this in like the early 2000s will be out there more, and all the rest of it will fall off the bone, so to speak, and we'll never replay again?
I would say in the next like 5 to 8 years, I would imagine similar things happening with like the PS1, PS2 library that's been happening with like Super Nintendo NES. That's what I would expect. And we're already seeing it happen with PS1.
Maybe.
A lot of things that get shoved down people's throats, so I check them out and I don't usually see the big deal.
Yeah,
sometimes I get, sometimes I don't.
I think you're an optimist, sir. I don't believe it's going to happen. I think it's dead.
But see, I don't necessarily agree with that either because, okay, hear me out. If I think of like, and this is an episode I want to do something on mascot franchises, right? If I think of my favorite franchises, right? Don't get me wrong. Old school Mario games, fucking amazing. Old school Sonic games, fucking amazing, right? But I think of shit like Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper. Like those games are fucking fantastic all the way through the franchises, you know what I mean? And sure, with Ratchet and Clank, you can argue that there's some weird ones like All for One and Full Frontal Assault and shit like that. But like I don't see an argument saying that those games are worse than the Mario games. Like I don't necessarily see an argument saying that they're better by any means, but I don't see how you could say that they're any worse, you know? Like those games are awesome. So to think that here in a little bit of time, people aren't going to be like, yeah, I have a PS2. My entire library is fucking like Rise of Kasai and 13 and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like it's going to happen. And I think it already is.
Yeah, no, I could see that for sure.
Maybe.
I mean, like, look
don't
at
think
Tomba,
so.
dude. When Tomba came out, nobody fucking knew about that game. And,
Uh-huh.
like, to buy Tomba 1 or 2 is so fucking expensive now. And it's because the game's awesome. And it's because, like, PS1 is starting to move into retro. It's, like, kind of starting to fade into it, you know? It's starting to get, like, that nostalgic tint. So I think time is a big factor here, too.
I think
Yeah,
there
I
always
mean, it's
will be
20
those
years old
games.
now.
Yeah, there's always be those games, but I think it's getting less and less. That's my concern. That's what I mean. Eventually, there won't be anything. It's just like music. I put it the same way I do with music. You really can't sit here and tell me that the stuff that was forced down our throats on the radio, and which unfortunately is the popular stuff, the 2000s and this one in this decade, are really any good. I think most of it is terrible. Now, I'm not saying there was terrible music made in those generations. Like Benny said, you got to go find them. But I'm saying the majority of the shit that they make is terrible. I don't believe in 20 years people are going to go back and say, "Oh yeah, like Britney Spears and Cisco and that shit, that was fucking dynamite." They may sift through the shit and you'll start seeing like the guys who are really making groundbreaking music, like what would maybe have been indie music in 2000s in this decade, make shine through. But I think it's going to get less and less.
I mean, music's music. It's just the way it's produced and shit. I mean, from a reality standpoint, music got capitalized on when Clear Channel took over shit back in whenever. That changed the whole landscape of what could be aired on the radio. That's a bunch of political shit. But, I mean, music's music, man. I mean, you can go find good music today, though. The shit coming out today it's the best shit ever because it's fucking... But you gotta dig it up. A lot of people don't know who the good shit is, you know. You gotta find out what you're into and look it up. A lot of people might not know who Snarky Puppy is or fucking cool bands like fucking Lettuce or whatever you're into if you're into funk shit. They're as funky as any shit from the 70s. But, even the shitty pop songs, there's, like, all these cool covers of... There's a bunch of cool bands I listen to that do instrumentals or will fucking take up Britney Spears song and fucking prog it out and metal it out or whatever. And, you know, music's music, but the problem I have with modern music, it's a lot like modern games where it's just overcompressed noise that's trying to be louder than the rest of shit, and it's trying to appeal to brainwashing people in a lot of ways. And
that's what I mean. They're trying to make us complacent. It's just complacent shit. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. It's getting worse. Every year it gets worse. Even I don't want to go into this, but even like politicians and the way they run the country, it's just to keep you there like a fucking little fucking tit so that they can get a little bit more out of you, you know? Fucking my taste in what I liked from the 80s and 90s, whether it was pop, country, metal, rock, or disco or any of the other weird shit that they had, has not changed since I've gotten older. I still like Madonna, Michael Jackson, just as much as I like, you know, AC/DC or Iron Maiden or Metallica or Megadeth.
Yeah,
that stuff does not change, and they're all
the 80s
great.
pop is fucking
80s
good,
drop, 90s, exactly.
I was listening to some Pat Benatar. It's fucking
fucking even 90s music was excellent.
Yeah.
Depressing, but
excellent. They started compressing the fucking shit, and
that's what I mean. That's what they're doing to games, unfortunately, and I think that's why it's going to get worse and worse.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even then, how much of that is topical? Like, look at Earthbound. Earthbound, for all intents and purposes, is an amazing fucking game. It is a cult icon. It's huge, right? And when that game was launched, people thought it was fucking garbage. Like, they're throwing boxes away, you know what I mean? Or, like, look at the reverse. We see the reverse happen nowadays, too. Like, look at Fez. Like, Fez was a big commercial success, won a bunch of awards, and then people actually played it and were like, this is a pretty boring, generic platformer. We don't understand why this is.
I think Fez is better than Earthbound. What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, the point is, like, I think, I know I've said it, but time is really a big factor.
I haven't even played
stuff that's considered good, you know, could change fucking 5 years from now. You never know what's gonna be good.
You play
like
it.
Time is
the your own opinion. I don't give a fuck what you think about it.
I mean,
don't know what's good. You mean what's socially accepted is good, or what is actually good? I mean, Earthbound has not changed. Earthbound was always been good, or it's always been shit when you played it. I never played it, so I don't know. But
I respect the thing, but God, I'd rather fucking punch myself in the face than play Earthbound.
I mean, shit, I don't know.
That's like a fucking. I'd rather play Fez.
I don't think it changes, man. It's just like Star Wars Force Awakens. It may have made a shit ton of money and be really popular, but I don't think it's necessarily a good movie. It's not a good movie.
Man.
It's
And
not.
that-
I'm not
that's
saying. I watched it 4 times the other day. It's entertaining as shit, but it is not a good movie. If you break it
Right,
down
it-
piece by piece, it's not a good movie. That's just. But I'm just saying that will never change. Whether or not people go and watch it 20 years from now and get nostalgic about it or not, it will not change. Same thing with Earthbound. Earthbound was always a good game. People just didn't know about it or didn't realize it at the time.
But even
it
then,
hasn't
a
changed.
lot of it,
Well, RPGs weren't really a thing back then either. That was a little.
well, also like how weird it is and the colors and the sounds and all that. Like there are tons of things that people are like, why the fuck this is garbage. Nobody's ever gonna play this. This is fucking horrible. That like a lot of those things
I
became
think people
more
just didn't
popular
like
and more
it. It wasn't
accepted. People
advertised
like
well, and it came in a big box with a book, and it was a little more expensive than the rest of the shit.
I mean, I guess that's all. That's fair too. It's just
And people were more into, I don't know, what their friends had. They wanted Star Fox or Contra 3 or something. I don't know. I don't know why Earthbound didn't do great, but I think it's because it was awkward and he had a big
I think it was
box.
that the graphic style had a lot to do with it. It looked like Charlie Brown.
Yeah, which I love. I love the look of Earthbound.
I think it
I
turned
think
a
it's
lot.
a good game. I just don't.
time is the great quality filter. I think is the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
got
sometimes things when they're new are a little takes time to
Yeah.
Yeah.
to whatever. Yeah,
I like
get
that. I'm gonna get Don a shirt that says "fucking time." Just time, nothing else. Just
This-
time. I'm gonna
I mean, like, okay, look at the fucking Dreamcast. Look at like that system fucking crashed and burned.
Mhm.
But like collecting that, there's so many games that I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck this is. That I pick it up and I'm like, this game's awesome. Why
Yeah.
didn't people play this fucking console? Like,
It was
I-
the PS, the
I
power
get
of the
you.
PS2.
But it was
They had
always
no-
good. That's the thing. Dreamcast was always good, even when I played.
okay,
it
but
when I
it
was
wasn't
younger.
always good. If it was always good, it wouldn't have flopped.
No, it was a good system.
Oh,
People just
well-
didn't like it, or it was too far ahead of its time. It was always good. It has
Oh.
not changed.
But that's what I'm saying is good is contextual.
I guess.
The majority of the time.
The problem with
And-
the Dreamcast
Mm,
couldn't
I
compete
don't
with.
agree with it. Time, though.
two.
Time. Donovan's time. I'm gonna tell you
And-
something on time. Barack
Sega-
Obama with time has not gotten better. It's only gotten worse. So fuck that bitch. That's why I don't believe in time. I don't have enough years left in me to worry about banking on time because I'm gonna wake up when I'm 50 years old and I got a plethora of shitty games and I can't use my NES games anymore because they don't work and I'm stuck with all this garbage. Fucking you.
But then you can just emulate. That's that. There you go.
I hope then Nintendo will take my
Nice
emulation
attempt
away
at a
too.
segue there. Dreamcast was great, probably, but it's Sega was fucking up too much before that. With their
Yeah,
whole
they messed it up. They had great products. Yeah.
their Sega CD and the Saturn and the fucking Neptune that didn't happen, or like the fucking Nomad.
Well, they always had to be first. They always had to release the next gen console first before anyone else. And I don't think people were ready for it, or they always did it at
Their
the.
arcade game sucks. A lot of people don't know Sega made pinball games. That whole shit failed too, and they got bought out by Stern. And like Sega was business wise, I don't know if it's American or Japanese. I don't know history really. I mean, they were just fucked up. The Dreamcast just couldn't save them, and PlayStation 2, I mean, was better than Dreamcast, but Dreamcast wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of people were turned off by those big clunky controllers.
They weren't
That's-
duped, but yeah, they were a little weird.
See, I honestly love the Dreamcast controller, with the
Well-
exception of the D-pad, which I
It was
vote
good,
is the
yeah.
worst D-pad I've ever used. Overall, I think it's the best controller with the
Yeah, I'm not
the
saying it was
D-pad
bad.
and the
Did you
wire
have 360?
placement.
Yeah, that was weird. The worst
Yeah.
D-pad in the world is the fucking Jaguar, hands down. But we won't go
I was
into that
gonna
either.
say that. But 360 is a pretty bad one, just because there's so many good games for the 360 that need a D-pad, and they fucking fuck that up. I mean, the OG Xbox had a good D-pad. Why in the 360? What the fuck?
I like the
What kind of
Dukes.
classified
Yeah,
shit was.
Dukes forever, man. I love that controller. Badass controller for the Xbox.
Well, even the one that wasn't the Duke had an okay
Yeah.
D-pad.
It was. I didn't like the design, but the Duke was the best controller I've ever used.
Well, you got those big hands, I guess.
I do. I don't have big hands, but they're fairly large. I don't know. If
I
anybody can see
didn't
my
like
hand.
I didn't like the Duke. I mean, I was perfectly content with the relays, and I'm glad that they did that one. But whatever. I like the rumble feature. I remember fucking playing GTA Vice City and just fucking working out all day, and it's vibrating the whole time you're working out. Kind of like
What the hell are you talking about?
I remember the rumble feature, man. Going
Yeah.
around moving people down, it's just fucking shaking all the time. I remember that.
Yeah, dude. And so you're working
Rumble.
out because fucking GTA's fight San Andreas had that whole RPG fucking system. So you're fucking bored. You fucking put that shit on your nuts for an hour and fucking work out and get buff. What's the point? I mean, I don't know. Duke probably had the same rumble features, but I'm just saying.
Duke had rumble, yeah. At least you didn't have to have batteries like the fucking 64 thing did. So.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first system that was the system that introduced the rumble with Star Fox 64.
It was, yes.
And I bought Star 664 because it was actually a little cheaper, and they just wanted to get a rumble pack in your hands.
Yeah, so
like I thought it was cool at first, and I can't stand the vibration feature anymore. I turn it off on every game. I can't stand it. Like,
it doesn't bother me one way or the other, really.
Like, why has it got to rumble while I'm watching a cutscene? Or
yeah, that's different.
And it's just running out my battery.
Some games used it pretty well. Some games actually had it like where if you were picking a lock, it might give you a little jingle when you have to hit it.
Yeah, but some games, man, like
but 90% of the time,
it's so unnecessary.
No, for the most part it is. But like some games, like shooters, you have to. I mean, it helps you alert when the environment when you're getting hit, or maybe you don't realize it. But,
that's different.
But yeah, what you're talking about, yeah.
I mean, I've played. I just recently had to turn off the vibration feature. I know it. I watched you guys play the Time Pilot versus video, so I popped in my Konami Classics collection on the PS1 to play Time Pilot, and it has a goddamn vibration feature on it.
That's unnecessary. The original,
these are early '80s video games.
Yeah, that's a little.
I mean, what, the arcade is shaking or something? I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's unnecessary.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be tasteful with it and give it some thought. Not just do it because you can.
So I guess if I were to summarize, though, after this entire conversation, from the sounds of things, Jason and Wes are wholeheartedly retro. Benny thinks there are advantages to disadvantages to each, and I'm more modern than retro. Is that kind of what the feel is? Is that what I'm getting? Is that about right?
I think so. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, close enough. I mean, like music or whatever, if we keep going to that, I don't really. A game's a game. There's trending things about modern games that irk everybody. And there's shit about retro games that also were.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like modern games. I mean, I do play them, but I tend to be a lot more picky about them, and they annoy me a lot more than classic games do.
Generally, yeah. But I would say you're pretty right on there.
Okay. Well, here's the last thing then, I guess. Out of curiosity, because I just wanted to know, since I did get what everybody's first console is, what is everyone's favorite?
Favorite, huh?
And that's a tough question, and I wouldn't be too wildly surprised to hear 4 Super Nintendo answers. But
mine's probably going to be Super Nintendo, but I think the original Nintendo is a close second.
What about you, Benny? You look sickened by the question.
Yeah. Well, what's the question?
What is your favorite console? Yeah. If there's one that you don't have one.
No, PC gaming, I guess. I don't know. I don't have one. Emulation. I don't know. Yeah, emulation. I'd have to really think about it. I don't have one. It doesn't make sense to me because they all play fucking games, you know.
Yeah, they do.
Benny's just the middleman in all this. He's like, nobody fucking cares as long as it's good games, man. I don't care if I emulate it beam directly into my brain from fucking space as long as it's quality. It's dick standard.
Well, he's kind of lucky that he feels that way, man.
It's a bad question, though, I think. I don't think you can ask anybody, honestly, what's your favorite of anything. Because it's not fair. There has to be. What's your top 3 in order? Or not top 3, don't even put them in order. That's
if you had to pick one, I mean, I would probably go somewhere not Nintendo. You know, Retro's great, but I definitely would want something with a little more involvement. Or yeah, something like that. I don't know.
See, that's where the SNES is great. Was you get a little bit of both. I mean, you can get really pretty much some in-depth RPGs, and then you can get the more arcade.
I would have to go with PC though, because there's just a lot of the shit on PC never got ported. You know, and I think PC had some of the best games. Just you fucking assholes like your fucking Bioshock Infinite, and you guys never played like fucking System Shock 2 or something. I mean, there's some shit on fucking PC that was way ahead of the time more so in consoles. Consoles are always going to be trying to catch up to whatever. You know, like if I had to pick one thing, I'd rather have like a Deus Ex and a fucking. I didn't even play Deus Ex, but I know I could get. If I had to be stuck with something, I'd rather be stuck with Deus Ex than some Nintendo game I played 100
Mario 3, your favorite game of all time? That's a fair argument.
God, no, I wouldn't even want to fucking play games.
You know, it's interesting. Now that you mention it, I was actually going to answer my Neo Geo because my favorite thing about it is it's like the epitome of simple local multiplayer. And like out of all of my consoles, like that's the one that I bring people over to like sit down and play because it's like a good time. But honestly, computer might be a better answer. It just gives you more options. Like literally thinking about it, like even on my wall of games, some of my most treasured games are like my original copy of like Grim Fandango and things like that. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm with you, Benny. Maybe PC. That would be the one if I was stuck on an island.
But it's all PC now. I mean, the games are built on the fucking PC. It's all
I mean, especially with modern, it's all multi-platform, the exact same shit. Nothing's exclusive. What about you, Jason? Any preference at all?
Computer's a console, even if you don't want to call it, and even though it's evolved,
you
have to.
I
think it counts. I'm going to choose something shocking because I think this bears saying, and I do believe it probably holds true. And only because it kind of stole from everything else. And again, it's not a fucking console, I know. But if you're going to call it, when I say something like console, it was like something that you played it on. So in computer may not be a console, but they're computer games. They're Super Nintendo games. They're NES games. It only happens to be that computers keep getting better. So they don't keep making Super NES games. They just make something like the Wii U. But I believe in taking all of the gaming that I've played, both new and old, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Atari. I believe that the truest form of gaming that I enjoyed the most today, which I don't hardly ever get to play, would be arcade, either cabinets or pinball. And I say that because there is some, and you know, people can fight me that there were ports, like there were port to Double Dragons and there were port to other, you know, Double Dragon was on everything, but the arcade versions of all the games, even if they were ported out, arcade is definitive because it squashes your nuts every day of the week. There are very few arcade games that I can sit there and think of as like, oh yeah, I dropped 50 cents in it, I beat the game after an hour.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah,
you
drop
and you got to grind. And not only that, I think the setting was perfect because if you were awesome in Mortal Kombat 3, you just roll everybody. There'd be a line of people, and they'd be around you. They'd be watching you, like, I'm gonna kick the shit out of this guy, or no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And it was like the with Lucas on the Wizard. That same style of people would come up, and that's where your shit really mattered.
Or go watch Bishop of Battle. I actually did a reaction video to that.
So
on my channel.
Exactly.
Do you want to see what arcades were like in '83? It did nail that vibe at least.
It did, and
you know the game.
Oh, it's a great
arcades
game.
like that though.
Yeah, even pinball is. I fucking love pinball.
Pinball's the shit.
If you told me that there was a pinball arcade down the street that had like 15 or 20, and you said it's $20 to get in, I'd give you my money. I'd give you my money. Give me a fucking bucket of beer, and I will sit there for 5 fucking hours and play pinball all night long. Because pinball is so fucking great, and they don't even have to make the technology better to make pinball that much more enjoyable. You can have a pinball game from the 60s and the 70s, and it's just as good as something that just came out now. It's just they have fancy graphics and shit. I mean, it's still good. Huh?
It's not.
It is. It's still good. The manner of which you play cannot change. They may change the rules, but it's still fun. I mean, I can still find enjoyment in new pinball machines and old. So the arcade setting.
Speaking of like modern Stern games are a different beast.
They are, but I'm just saying they're still. I love fucking arcades. Just going into an arcade and seeing the fucking drunk in the corner or smelling bad cigarette stinges because people are chain smoking. That's the way That's when you're like in your element. That's where you're like, we're here to play arcades. People die in this room, you know.
Yeah, I wish I was. Yeah, the 80s to the almost early 90s arcade, but I wasn't. I was there more for the 90s, it was cool, but it was a little different. But yeah.
Arcades all the way.
I will give you that though, Jason. That is one thing I do miss about modern gaming is there is no real arcade fucking vibe anywhere. There's no that feel.
And often there's a lack of room to room interaction. with people. You play a lot of multiplayer shit, but
No local, yeah.
you probably only play local when you have your friends over to play your Neo Geo or
Mm-hmm.
or that shit, and you know that's better because
Yeah.
you can directly interact with the guy. You can see what he's doing. You can fucking punch him in the face when he
Kick his beer over. Take that.
you can give him a high five if you're playing on the same team or something, and you can feel his. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
It's
good.
Yeah, you can feel spending that last 20 in your pocket because you got to beat the last fucking level. You're like, God damn it, that's my lunch money for tomorrow. Fuck it, put it in there. Give me more quarters before the fucking time runs out. Give me the quarters.
Plus a quarter is like 60 cents today. That shit wasn't cheap. You'd be lucky for $5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was another thing I should have said earlier when I too was like first console. I mean, even me, dude, like literally one block down the street, I had this ghetto Mexican fucking store, and they would have 5 to 6 arcades in there, swapping them out bi-monthly. Some would stay, some would leave, and we'd go down there a lot and just fucking hang out and play arcade games.
Oh hell yeah, man!
Not first console, but we had this little, Mexican store down the street, and they would swap out little. It wasn't an arcade by any means, but they'd have 5 or 6 and they'd swap.
Oh yeah, dude, it was awesome. Even like you said, little corner stores would have like 7-Elevens and shit. They would have like 1 or 2 arcades.
Man.
Be like, yes, I'm gonna go down and get a fucking Slurpee and we're gonna play arcades. Let's do it.
Play some Double Dragon, some Street Fighter 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about those. But
Striker.
Surprised you go in, they have Sunset Riders one week, then they'd have an NBA Jam the next month, and they always had a Neo Geo up in there. Skating rink, fucking had an awesome fucking little arcade. Pizza places had arcade. I mean, eventually it got a little lame, but for a while there, that wasn't my first console, but that like you'd go home to your fucking Nintendo and Sega, and it was cool, but.
All right. Well, I think that's probably a pretty good place to call it too. Feeling all nostalgic about arcades makes me want to go hit my Neo Geo before I make dinner.
Sure.
But thanks everybody for joining. This is the point where we'll go ahead and have everybody plug where people can reach them on social media, any projects or anything they have coming up, stuff like that. So, Jason, if you want to go ahead and go first.
Sure. As always, you can see me on the Arthur X Jason page or the Multitapped website. It's all there. And I also still do stuff for Multitapped, the YouTube, that goes exclusively that I do that I don't release on my page. So if you want to see any of that shit, go there.
All right. And then, Benny, how about you?
What? The Facebooks, the Twitters, and the Tumblrs, all in the chat.
He's got a Tumblr.
just look it up if you. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say. What's funny about that is I don't even. Yeah, I don't think he does it.
Wanting to reach Benny knows where to get him, but just in case not, just look up Benevolent Dick
Exactly.
NES. So.
Mail him a letter at P.O. Box.
Call me down
New
the
York,
street.
New York.
Honestly, I just like stream on
Fucking
Twitch,
carrier
and I have a YouTube channel, and everybody knows that.
All right. Well, how about you, Wes?
I mean, yeah, on YouTube, West Stoppo. That's all you have to do. Search, and I'll pop right up. And I just recently signed up on Twitter. West Stoppo 666 on there, and Facebook too. I'm on there, so yeah, if you want to hit me up, it's easy to get a hold of me there. So. It's just like Gestapo, same spelling, except with a W.
Nice. And then as for me, as always, you can reach me on Twitter over at NA1I. I do another weekly podcast focused on Overwatch called The Guardians. We do those every Friday. This week, it'll be a decent episode. They just released ranked and things like that. Benny's can drop.
Jesus
so
Christ.
It won't be quite as exciting as last week's, but it'll still be good. So if anybody wants to see any of that stuff, that's where I'll be. As far as for everyone watching live, thank you for stopping in and hanging out with us. As far as for everyone who joined us tonight, especially Benny, who's particularly difficult to lock down. Thank you guys for joining.
Yeah, we should do it again. It could be. Now I know that the drill. I always wanted to be on a podcast. I've never been on a podcast.
Oh, you want to be on a podcast? It's a good time.
It's about it, but whatever.
But thanks everybody for watching this live.
A nice sausage party, and I was really bored.
Is it just?
Yeah.
I want to ask something too. Is it just me, or I keep looking at Benny and I was like, God, Benny looks really familiar with that slick back hair and the glasses. And I was like, oh, he kind of reminds me of fucking Alex because it's dark and that hair is kind of like that, and he's got the fucking glass. I was like, oh, especially since he's shaved. I was like, oh, okay. That just now clicked,
Yeah,
by the
no.
way. So nothing wrong. We'll get him
Yeah.
on with Alex next time. They can be twins
Yeah,
or
for
Twinkies.
sure. I think she's cool. I think we would. It would be
All right,
fun. I think. Like what
Yeah,
he has to
Bene,
say about
are you okay, by the way, too? You seem to be losing control of your motor functions. Like, I just saw you drop a can. I said about 20 minutes into the podcast, I saw you put a cigarette
And
in
I
your
have
mouth
control.
like this, and then you went like, poo, and it spit across the room, and you didn't, and then you got another one. You didn't even pick that one up. So I just kind of, are you all right? Are you going to have a stroke or something?
Great. And I've just been sitting still for like 20 minutes, and it's weird.
Okay. All right.
Penny needs to go run some laps. But thanks everybody for coming live. Thank you for listening
Yeah.
on YouTube and RSS and all that. And we will catch you guys next week.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks. Later.
It was fun.